We're back, AdventureBlur here. There have been many strange characters in the Animal Crossing series throughout the years. Characters that, for one reason or another, feel out of place in the world of Animal Crossing. Characters like Farley from Population Growing, the Gyroids, and the subject of today's video, Blanca. Blanca is quite the strange character in Animal Crossing. Yes, she's an animal, but outside of that, she seems pretty out of place. Mostly because of her lack of a, face. So let's discuss this changeling cat, and let's get started. Blanca's first appearance was in the original Animal Crossing. In it, she would appear on the train whenever the player is traveling, similar to Rover. When you talk to her, she'll mention how, because she just washed her face, she somehow washed her face off. How this works is beyond me. She'll then ask you to draw her a new face, which you'll do. After this, she may occasionally show up in your town to explore the area. Her next appearance is in Wild World, though both her Wild World and City Folk appearances are about the same. Basically, if you play online by going to a friend's town, or them going to your town, she'll show up in your town with a terrible face. Once again, you'll draw a new face onto her that will be better. Also, when it comes to Wild World, you'll need to call Rover to turn on Mysterious Cat mode in order to get Blanca to show up to begin with. Rover actually does mention Blanca in Wild World again. When Rover is at the roost, he'll ask you if you met a mysterious cat. He'll then mention that he goes to different towns to search for it. This lines up with something very similar he also says about Blanca in Population Growing. Now, unfortunately, you cannot get Blanca in your town anymore. Nintendo's Wi-Fi has been offline for a while now, so unless if you use cheats or can somehow connect to the internet a different way, then you'll not be seeing her again. Then there's finally New Leaf, which basically throws all the other Blanca lore we know out the window. Unlike the previous games in which Blanca is just a cat with no face, in New Leaf, Blanca is a trickster that only appears on April Fool's Day. During the day, she'll turn into villagers in your town and hide in their houses. When you arrive at the house, the villager and Blanca will be confused, and you'll have to figure out which one is the real one and which one is the faker. Did you honestly expect me not to make that joke? If you get it right, then Blanca will run off and your villager will give you their picture. Do this enough times and Blanca will give you her picture. This is the last time Blanca has appeared in a main series game so far. She hasn't shown up in New Horizons yet, which still leaves a lot of questions. What's her role with Rover? Why does she not have a face? And how does she go from being a regular cat in the older games to some sort of April Fool's Day spirit in New Leaf? Well, that's where Happy Home Designer surprisingly comes in to help figure this out. Like the other special characters, she's in Happy Home Designer thanks to an amiibo card. In it, she has some pretty interesting dialogue. She'll mention how much she loves pranking people, and whenever she does it, she never does it to hurt anyone. She simply does it for the fun of it. Now, speaking of Happy Home Designer, Rover's card also gives us some information that could help us figure out why he's so interested in Blanca. When you talk to Rover, he'll mention not Blanca, but Katrina, and talk about how he has a crush on her and wants to ask her out. He also brings up how there's a cute cat across the street from him. Basically, Rover is a ladies' man, which is not what I expected to learn about him, but here we are. Now, seeing as Rover has a thing for other cats, could Blanca just be an old love interest of his? I mean, he went from town to town to find her, but now he has a crush on Katrina. That would make sense, but I'm just not happy with this. Rover traveling all that way to find her just to fall in love with Katrina seems off. So maybe that isn't their relationship. I think it's much more likely that Rover and Blanca were never lovers, but siblings. Let's go over the evidence. Rover is trying to find Blanca for some hidden reason. Blanca appeared first on a train, just like Rover does. In order to get Blanca to show up in Wild World, you need to first call Rover to set up Mysterious Cat mode before turning on the internet. Now, how could Rover even be involved with the Mysterious Cat mode if he doesn't know her well? If they're siblings, then him not seeing her in a while, but still talking to her via a phone would work. That's only the start of the evidence. They're both, well, cats, with very close birthdays. Blanca was born on February 8th, and Rover February 1st. In real life, it is rare for cats of the same litter to be born on different days, but it is possible. We're also talking about a game in which said cat doesn't have a face, so this isn't all that far-fetched. Her birthday can also explain why she isn't some sort of April Fool's Day spirit. Seeing as she was born in February, why would she be the one in charge of a holiday that takes place on April 1st? Other special characters like her, such as Jack and Jingle, are born on their respective holidays. So why wouldn't she be? And before someone says something about how they didn't make her the April Fool's Day character until New Leaf, so of course her birthday doesn't add up, well, that doesn't work either. These special characters weren't given birthdays until New Leaf and the introduction of Amiibo cards. So by that point, they knew what Blanca was going to be. Both Rover and Blanca have something to do with designing a character. When creating your character in the original Animal Crossing, as well as in New Leaf and City Folk, you talk to Rover. What you say determines what you look like. And in the original, how do you design Blanca's face? By talking to her just like you would Rover, in the exact same seat and everything. Now, the final question we have about Blanca is what exactly happened to her face? Obviously, she embraced it and has become the leader of April Fool's Day. But is there anything else to it? Well, honestly, I think the face is actually just a prank in and of itself. As seen in Happy Home Designer, Blanca loves pranking people in fun and weird ways, and she obviously knows how to change her look. Her making it look like she doesn't have a face, just to let some random person be freaked out by it, does seem in character. She does say she doesn't want to hurt anyone as well, so letting people who are scared by her lack of a face draw a new face onto her also seems in character. It's a perfect win-win scenario for her. She pranks them and they prank her. In the end, I think Blanca isn't some sort of evil spirit or anything like that, but a normal cat who enjoys pranks way too much. Blanca goes from town to town to prank people, and Rover, who loves to travel anyways, is trying to keep up with her so that she doesn't get herself into too much trouble. After a while of not finding her, Rover decides to continue traveling and meets Katrina, developing his crush. He still keeps an eye out for Blanca, but he isn't as stressed out about her as time goes on. Anyways, that's just my theory. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment below what you think of the theory and Blanca, and Rover too, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, this is AdventureBlur, and I will see you next time.